So thank you, KingMakers IAS.
I'm happy.
Okay.
I wish you
Thank
very
you.
best.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, KingMakers IAS. I would really like to thank Mr. D.P. Agarwal sir for helping me and guiding me in the interview stage. So thank you, KingMakers IAS, because these interactions were very helpful in finding the direction.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Ramesh Thorthi, having a teaching experience of 24 years. And as such, I am a honorary member of NASA. And also, I'm a honorary member of National Science Council of USA. And from past 24 years, I'm into this field of freelancing the geography. Okay. As such, geography, whenever we talk about the geography, we think that geography is a very tough subject or something like people will be having lots of apprehensions regarding the geography. Okay, but that apprehensions are very, very wrong apprehensions. People have created that apprehensions. Otherwise, we'll be having our own things. Just a moment, I am sharing the screen. So this is related to the geography. Actually, we are trying to tell something about geography, which will be helping you to get acquainted with geography, both for the prelims and also for the mains. Okay. So whenever we are talking about geography, geography is associated with all the things which are visible to our eyes. That is the lithosphere, the atmosphere, or the hydrosphere. These are the things generally which are visible to our eyes, but many a times the things which are visible to our eyes, how they came into existence, that is more important, because the things, how they have come into existence are being a big process which have been created by the process which are called as the geomorphic process. Okay, so generally for our eyes, whatever we are seeing, that is a big process which is having its origin in the interior of the earth. That's the reason because of which we say that the geography is having lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere. And people or the aspirants, they always think about geography to be a vast subject. Yes, it is vast because in one sense it is vast because from galaxy to the gullies are the valleys. We have to know each and everything, right? So whenever we are going on with geography, several aspects will be coming into consideration, because once you are getting acquainted with geography, you will be also getting acquainted with social aspects, right? The second is the economic aspects, some of the scientific aspects, right? And the India and its relationship with the neighboring countries will also be known in geography. Because as such, we know that there are 4 pillars for our civil service examination. The 4 subjects are called as 4 pillars, and in that geography is one. Why we say geography as to be the one of the 4 pillars? Once you are getting acquainted with geography or knowing the geography, right, you will be able to give the answers pertaining to economy, because industries, agricultures, etc. are the part and parcels of geography. Okay, then the disasters and the disaster management is also the part of geography. Okay, India's relationship with the neighboring countries is also the part of geography. Human Development Index is also the part of geography. And as such, the geography is there for you. So knowing the geography in a better manner, right, will be giving us an understanding of the total aspects of the civil services. Because what are the things to be understood? That is the most important thing in preparing for the preliminary examination. First, what are the things to be understood? Then, what are the things to be remembered? Okay, not each and everything which is understood in the classroom, right, has to be remembered by us. And what are the things has to be revised? After understanding, we have to revise certain things so that we can remember. So these are the three aspects of any of the subject, right? One is understanding, the second is remembering, the third is revising to remember, right? So if these three are taken very seriously, अगर आप लोग इसे एकदम सीरियसली ले लेते हैं तो प्रीलिम्स या तो फिर मेंस क्लियर करना बहुत संभव होगा हमारे लिए, वो बहुत इजी होगा हमारे लिए, राइट? क्योंकि ज्योग्राफी का जो पर्सपेक्टिव्स है वो ज्यादातर लोग कहते हैं कि वो डायनामिक है. Okay, geography is dynamic, but in generally the dynamism is achieved by rooting geography through the concepts. So the concepts को अगर आप अच्छी तरह से समझ जाओगे, if you are perfect with the concepts, then what happen? It will be very easy to understand the dynamic aspects of geography. So in geography, what we are doing, we are understanding the things, right, related or from galaxy to the gullies. Okay, then in the galaxies, like several times we'll be talking about the Big Bang theory, but after the Big Bang theory, the newest of the theory which has been given by Paul Steinhardt, right? Eternal inflation theory is there, which says that our universe is not a single universe. It is a complex of multiverses, which we'll be discussing in geography. Then we'll be going from the Earth's interior. Okay, we'll be talking about the Earth's interior to the exterior of the Earth, that is the soils, right? And when the internal aspects of the Earth are active, what are the things which are seen on the surface of the Earth? That is the earthquakes and the volcanoes will be discussed in geography. See, I'm trying to give you the insight of geography. What are the things which are present in geography? Because all these things will be listened or will be watched by us or seen in the news or some or the other ways. You know, therefore, yesterday itself, we had an earthquake in Afghanistan, killing 120 people. So we'll be studying about the earthquakes, why the earthquakes are occurring, right? Recently, we had a volcanic eruption in Indonesian islands. Why the volcanic eruptions have taken place in the Indonesian islands? Okay, then we'll be also discussing about this beautiful architecture of the creator. You know, this is the cavern or the cave inside the ground. Underground facilities these are, right? So how best the interior architecture of the earth is present, we will be discussing, right? And also we'll be talking about the oceans, right? So all these things are put into one of the topic of our geography, which is called as the physical geography, right? We'll be talking about the rocks there. We'll be talking about the atmospheres. We'll be talking about the oceans. We'll be talking about the deserts, right? We'll be talking about the action of the waves, right? We'll be talking about the earthquakes and also the volcanoes, along with the cyclones. Okay, why will be getting the cyclones? What are the reasons for the cyclones to occur? Why they are striking only on the eastern coast of India? Why only sometimes they are striking on the western coast of India? That's more important because India is the exceptional country where the cyclones are affecting the western coast of India. Nowhere in the world will be having this type of activities seen in the world, right? Then in the climatology, the atmospheric aspects, the different types of pressure belts, right? The wind motions, the cyclonic motions, the monsoonal winds will be discussed. Why we are discussing all these things and why they are relevant to our examination, because as a IAS officer or a IPS officer, when you enter into different states of our country, what are the conditions which are present over there, right? When the monsoons will be striking that areas, whether the monsoons will be giving us the sufficient or the copious amount of rainfalls, or they are very drought prone in nature. The areas are drought prone in nature. A day before yesterday, we had a glacial melt in the Sikkim, and that has led to the the floodings, and many of the people have lost their lives. Okay, so when they are losing their life, what and how we can protect them, right? So that all will be discussed in the climatic aspects. Okay, then we will be talking about what is present in the interiors of the oceans, because nowadays India's technological advancements are seen from the space to the bottom of the ocean. So we are trying to explore the bottom of the oceans. We are trying to exploit it. Everybody knows that India is in need of the petroleum resources, right? We are importing that, but we also exploit them from our ocean basins. Not only that, we are also the country in the world. Only few of the countries are there in the world who are exploiting the polymetallic nodules from the Earth's interior, so the ocean basin. So that all the things will be discussed, right? And then we'll be talking about the advancements which are made in our transportation sector, because if the transportation is good, our economy will be good, because the transportation and economy are closely linked, right? And what are the different types of transportation activities we are having, right? The road transportations, the water transportations, the air transportations will be discussed in the classroom of ours or in the geography as such, right? And when it comes to the India, recently the government of India is doing a lots of work to reduce the carbon imprints, right? For that, we are trying to improvise the connectivities along the rivers, which are called as the drainage systems. Okay, all that things will be discussing in our classroom. Okay, and also related to some of the settlements, how the settlements are being coming up, why the settlements are being coming up, why the cities are developing, right? Why the towns are coming up in the vicinity of the cities. What are the mega cities? What are the metro cities will be discussed in our classroom aspects. See, these are the one aspects of geography, because these are the things we are discussing, we are going to discuss. So when you are reading geography, right, how the geography is helping us in overall preparation for the civil service examination, both for the prelims and the mains, because whenever you are trying to understand the geography perfectly, right, you will be reaching to your goals, because geography is getting associated with the social aspects, as we have talked just now, right? The economic aspects, the geopolitical aspects, the environmental aspects, and the aspects of disaster management. Okay, see, many a times we'll be talking about the geopolitical aspects, political sciences, what we call, right? Why India is trying to embark into different continents, why India is trying to master, right, or champion the cause of the third world countries, why India want to enter into the UNSC, that they are all the part and parcels of the geopolitics, that is the geographical politics. Why we are having enmity, or why the hostile conditions are present between our neighboring countries, like we are having the hostilities with Pakistan and also with China. What is making us to have that? That is the geopolitical aspects. And people think that the world is going on, or India, like the America is poking into the aspects of different countries. And again, that is according to one of the theory which is given in geography, that is called as the heartland theory and the rimland theory. Okay, so when you understand geography perfectly, right, half of your preparation for preliminary examination is getting completed, because geography and environment, other faculty will be talking about the environment, but geography and the environment, when we were preparing for the civil service examination, at that time, both were the part and parcels of the single entity. It was the environmental ecology was the part and parcel of geography. So if we are getting associated with the geography perfectly, we'll be knowing the environmental aspects perfectly, the ecological aspects perfectly. So in our preliminary examination, nearly 25 to 30 questions are coming from these two of the things. Okay, so yeah, can you use slideshow for PPT? Okay, yes, please. Yeah, I've started the slideshow. Okay, so whenever we are talking about these aspects of geography, we say that the geography is having the dynamism. Okay, and the dynamism is associated with the concepts. See, if your basics or the conceptual clarity is good, if your basics or the conceptual clarity is good, right, then what happens? It will be giving you no ambiguity in the examination. Okay, the ambiguity in the examination will be lessened. If you are not having the clarity, or if you are lacking the clarity, you'll be having the ambiguity in the examination. So you'll be getting confused. There's a reason because of which we say that you should have the clarity of the basics or the conceptual clarities. Okay, so the people or many of the faculties say that you should be perfectly associated with the NCRTs, or you should know each and every aspects which are written in the NCRTs. Okay, that's correct. But let me tell you one thing, that the materials which have been prepared by the kingmakers, right, or prepared by me in association with the KingMakers IAS Academy is like a dynamite in a nutshell. Okay, it is like a dynamite in a nutshell, because all the aspects are just compiled into the materials of just 250 pages in the in the world geography, and around 250 pages in the Indian geography are present. Okay, so people think that NCTs are a must, but in our classroom, right, the classroom experience of ours, like the logo of ours, we say that we teach you to reach, right? So we will be teaching you from the basics, right, where there will not be any necessity for you to read any of the textbooks. Okay, there will not be any necessity for you to reach any of the textbooks of, because people say the standard textbooks are present, which has to be read, right? Like Goching Long is there for the physical geography, right? The Puller or the Madhiswan is there for the Indian geography. Okay, then the Siddhartha's physical geography is there. Okay, some of the materials of our India are there, right? All that things have been compiled into our classroom notes. Okay, and our classroom notes will be not only the compilation of the concepts, they'll be having the compilation of the present trends. Because, for example, when we were preparing for the examination, one of the question was asked in the form of the match the followings. Okay, the granites will be giving rise to the formation of the gneisses. The metamorphosed formation of the granites is called as the gneisses. Okay, but that was in the form of the match the following. Okay, when it is given in the form of the match the following, right, we were having the things in front of us. But for you, what's happening? Right, for you, you are having the sentence formations now. So 4 of the sentences will be given for you, right? And from that 4 of the sentences, you have to choose which is the correct answer, right? So the trends are slightly changing. The question paper is becoming a little more tricky. So each and every sentence what we are discussing in the classroom, right, will be making you to understand, and will be trying to make you remember each and everything which we are discussing in the classroom. Because whatever we are discussing in the classroom generally will not be consisting of only the things which are present in some of the standard books. Because I have been associated with many of the institutions in the past 24 years throughout India. Whenever I go to the local places, for example, I went to Allahabad, I went to Guwahati, I went to Chennai, I went to Bangalore, right? So I'll be collecting the local information, right, which is not present in any of the textbooks, and that will be delivered to our students in the classroom, because that local examples will be giving you an edge. Because last year they have asked about the Tewari in the 2 markers, or this year in the mains they have asked about the fjords. So until unless you understand the local terminology, though the geographical jargon is there, if you don't understand the local terminology, sometimes knowingly will be just missing the marks. Okay, so getting the marks is more important, है कि नहीं? क्योंकि हमें जो चीज पता है उसे हमें याद रखना चाहिए, और उसे हम एग्जामिनेशन में लिखना भी चाहिए. अगर हम लिख नहीं पाएंगे तो कौन हमें मार्क्स देगा? ओके, सो इसीलिए जो हम पढ़ते हैं, whatever we read, right, that has to be remembered for several of the ages, no sorry, several of the months together, because people will be going on reading with only one subject at a time. Okay, suppose you are reading geography, they'll be reading geography for 1 month. After that, they'll be going with the another subject, that is again for the 1 month. Again, they'll be going with the another subject for 1 month. After 3 months, when they come back to geography, again, everything will become new to them. That's the reason because of which what I suggest to the student is, like you should have the breaking it or scheduling of each and every subject in each and every day. During each and every day, at least for 1 hour, you should read all the subjects, so that the brain will be trying to understand and trying to get the things perfectly impacted and get it stuck into our brain. Because fooling of the brain is more important, right? Otherwise, the subjects which we are studying in geography, the subjects which we are studying in the preliminary examination have been studied by us prior to 10th class. Okay, after 10th class, right, we have been into the intermediates, the degrees and the PGs, where we never thought that the geography will become so important in the later years of the life. There's a reason because of which many a times the terms which are used in geography seems to be very, very difficult. But when we'll become closer to the subject, when we start liking the subjects or loving the subject, then remembrance will become very, very easy. Okay, so the easiness with which we are going on will be discussed in the classrooms. We will be knowing better, See, the getting better perspectives of geography, we can score better because the geography is slightly conceptual. Concepts are there. Okay, the plate tectonic theory is there. The continental drift theory is there. Okay, and why the clouds are formed is there, etc. That is conceptual. And the geography is slightly technical. Okay, technicality will be very little, right? But we will be discussing that technicality also. Then we'll be going with the scientific aspects. What are the slightly scientific aspects are present in the geography? For example, if you are talking about the cloud formation or the sea, I'll be giving you an example. People say that the air coolers will not be working nearer to the coastal areas. Why the air coolers are not working in the coastal areas is one of the question which was asked in our preliminary examination. Because in the coastal areas, the humidity is 100%. Relative humidity is 100%. So that is the scientificality. And sometimes imaginary things we have to imagine the things to understand the subjects. Because one of the question which was asked in our examination is related to the basket of eggs topography. Okay, what is that basket of eggs topography? We will be making you to imagine that in the classroom. And the dynamic aspects, right? These are related to the world aspect. Which of the area of the world has witnessed what type of activity? That is the dynamic aspects which we will be discussing in our classroom. So on the whole, when you understand the geography perfectly, right, 30 questions, 25 to 30 questions will be easily made correct by you or put correct by you in the preliminary examination. And when it comes to the mains examination, if you are having the geographical aspects perfectly, at least 250 to 300 marks you can score very easily, because in the first paper you are having geography, in the second paper India's international relationship, that is associated with the geography, in the third paper we are having the disasters, okay, then the economic aspects of what do you say, agriculture, the industries. So in first, second and third paper we are having the geographical aspects, and also we are having the geographical aspects in essay. Each and every year, just look at the past or the previous essay question papers, right? Except in 2010, every year you are having one or the other topic which is related to the geography. So getting geography, all right, see, people say that you have to compile the geography in a nutshell within a small period of time. That cannot be done, you know, because at least we will be exploring the aspects of geography in the classrooms. Okay, telling geography in 50 hours, 60 hours, that cannot be done, because most of the institutions are doing that and people are getting frightened with geography. That will not be doing in our classroom, because जो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है, जो हमारा एक्सपीरियंस है, वो आपको कामयाब बनाने में बहुत हेल्पफुल होगा, उपयोगी होगा आप लोगों के लिए. Thank you very much for taking me as a part and parcel of the KingMakers IAS Academy. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.